Thank you for coming up for this. I hope that this afternoon I'll be able to assist you to at least rid yourself of some of those symptoms that you've been feeling relating to that allergy.
Okay.
And you're here because you've been experiencing reactions, allergic reactions, to certain allergens. And I'd like to demonstrate to our audience the NLP allergy cure. And before we get started with that, what is the particular allergen? I know you've mentioned that there's several, but there's one that's aggravating you the most, isn't there? Pollen.
Yes.
Is it seasonal?
Yes.
Okay. Is this the type of season?
Yes.
It is, because you've been experiencing the symptoms.
Yes.
Okay. Quite recently?
From Monday, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do you experience sort of when the pollen, when it's just the worst season and it's just one of those bad spells? What type of symptomology do you become aware of?
Runny nose, watery eyes, which moves to a tightening in the chest and a cough, especially at night.
Especially at night?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When last was that especially bad for you?
This morning.
Oh, just this morning?
Mm-hmm.
Here in Hout Bay?
Yes.
Okay. And this morning, if you think back to the experience you were having now, if you could rate from 1 to 10 how intense that was for you, where 1 would be like nothing at all and 10 would be extremely intense, how bad was it this morning?
About a 6.
6, eh?
Yeah.
Not comfortable for you?
No.
Okay. All right. Good. So thank you for that. But we're here now and it's afternoon and you're feeling okay?
Yes.
All right. Great. Thank you. Now, this process which I'm going to guide you through is kind of twofold. It's going to assist you to heal the sort of emotional root cause. Now, most people don't realize that for many allergies, there is an element of an emotional root cause that comes from the past and is formed at an unconscious level when we have an experience. Very often it's mostly in the early formative years of our life, but we're always curious about when exactly that is. And I can tell you as an example that in the past when I've demonstrated this, somebody went back to age 2 when she as a baby fell off the nappy changing table, which is a high fall for a little baby, onto the ground and broke her arm.
Ouch.
And was lying there for a moment before Mommy got her up. And she looked under the table where, you know, the nappies get changed, and there was all this dust and fluff and gunk, and her unconscious mind made the connection, pain, dust, and from that time on, the allergy began to develop. And when we did this type of technique, she became aware of that for the very first time, age 2. Can you imagine? She suddenly had a vivid awareness of that young age, and half the work was done. And thankfully, that's just half the technique. The other part of it is we're going to create a safe space. You and I will be on this half of the room, and we'll create a plexiglass screen that seals us off from the other side of the room. And then we're going to visualize something on the other side of the room. And while we're visualizing that, I'd like to create a sort of what we refer to as a safety anchor for you. And a safety anchor is simply telling your unconscious mind, you are here and now with me, and that over there is far away and sealed off from us, okay? And that type of safety anchor is, you know, if I would, for example, be able to just touch your watch like that and you can feel that pressure, would that be okay?
Yes.
And when you feel that, it means you're safe here and now with me in Hout Bay.
Okay.
You can relate to that, can't you?
Yes.
So when you feel that, it means you're here and now, safe with me on this side of the room, here in Hout Bay, and you're feeling fine. Okay. So just, you know, a third time for good measure. When you feel that, it means you're here and now, and you have a healthy, normal functioning immune system, just happy and healthy and feeling good, right?
Right.
Well done. Okay. Now here's the thing before we begin. You know, there are a lot of people that go around all seasons of the year and there's pollen and they don't react to it whatsoever. Yet there are some people who do, and they get symptoms much like yours, so you're not alone. But what we know is that since not everybody gets that kind of symptom, that pollen is in fact not dangerous at all. Interestingly though, some people react to it in similar ways to you. Okay. Mm-hmm. And what that means is that your immune system is reacting to the pollen as if it is a dangerous substance, like a pathogen or a carcinogen. And it's sort of attacking that, and it's releasing histamine. And it's the histamine that sort of is the call to action to save your body that's causing the symptoms that you've been explaining to me. The itchiness and the eyes and the nose, and that's a result of histamine. So some people take antihistamine, and I think you have, yes?
Yes.
And the side effects of that are?
You get very tired and sleepy and
it
feels a bit wired.
A bit wired, yeah.
Yes.
Not perhaps,
something.
yeah, not perhaps a useful state for you to be in all contexts of your life.
No.
No. Would you like to do away with having to take those completely?
Absolutely.
That would be nice. And would it be better if you could maybe just only have to take a tiny bit of the dosage that you've taken in the past, and just in cases of emergency, so that you're not as wired? You know, would an improvement be better than nothing?
Yes, it would be better.
Okay. Because I don't know if we'll, help you to remove this completely today, or if we'll just remove it in part.
Okay.
Okay. So there ought to be something, because every time I've done this, we've got good results.
Okay.
It'll either be a complete change, or it will be just a partial complete change.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
We're ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got one more question for you before we really get started. If you could do away with this allergy for once and for all, and you never ever experienced any of those symptoms ever again, would there by any crazy chance be a reason for you to want to keep those symptoms?
No.
It's a bizarre question, I know. But the thing is, some people, you see, they manifest these kinds of symptoms, and then the doctor writes them a few days of work, and they stay home and they get care from loved ones, and those kinds of reasons that tend to keep us in a particular paradigm. Do you get any positive benefit from having the symptoms?
No.
None at all?
I hate being sick.
Yeah?
I hate being looked after.
Mm-hmm.
So, no.
Okay. All right, so you're ready to get rid of this?
Absolutely.
For once and for all?
Yeah.
So that it's completely gone? And you're ready to start right now?
Yes.
Good. So here's how we're going to begin. I'd like you to make yourself as comfortable as you can be in that little chair of yours.
Okay.
Okay. I'd like to have access to that watch. I promise I won't take it away from you. And there's others watching, so they'll see if I do a little sleight of hand trick and suddenly it's gone.
Okay.
But let's see if we can do a sleight of the unconscious mind and make it vanish completely. Okay. And the way in which we can do that is, if you'd be so kind to just close your eyes for a minute. That's right. And make yourself as comfortable as you want to be now, so you don't even have to face me in any way at all.
Okay.
All right. I'd like you to get in touch, just briefly for a moment, please, with that feeling that you felt this morning. You know those symptoms. When they were just at their worst, and you're feeling it temporarily now only, in your nose, your eyes, the itchy, the breathing, the coughing, in just the way that you felt it this morning when it was number 6, or maybe even more, at its worst. Just get in touch with that feeling in your body, nose, skin, chest,